people see this and they're gonna say, "Well, he wasn't really a nice guy. He may have been a tyrant." Oh, well, that's you because you never wanted anything. I wanted to win, but I wanted them to win and be a part of that as well. I'm going in. Look like it's snowing me. Hey, it's cause I'm throwing money. They thinking it's fucking fun.
One more. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Saturday, NBA Talk with Jay, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you like the shows, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. All that good stuff. It's only 3 games today. It's a little short card. I am liking one play. And I was like, man, I'm not going to go in anything. Just kind of got to looking deeper and deeper. I'm just like, all right, I got to put a little something on this, man. I got to put a little something on it. But I'm not going to lie. Tomorrow's card is absolutely loaded, guys. Tomorrow's card is absolutely loaded. There's like at least, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 4 spots tomorrow on tomorrow's show. It's going to be a great show. I suggest you guys tune into it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not even going further than that, but there's at least 4 plays on the card tomorrow. Some really good spots, but I'm not here to waste your time. It's only 3 games today, so let's get straight to it in this one, man. First game up, let's go over to the streets of Detroit in this one. Pistons getting 8 at the house versus the Magic in this one. Don't really know what to do with the Pistons. Now, do I think that they could have some second half buy-on potential? Possibly, but I can't say. I do need to see them at least try to wake up, at least stop making so many turnovers. They came back, they made a run versus the Pistons, versus the Pacers there, and damn near came back and covered the spread. But the fact that they got down like 25, 28 points just kind of shows me like I'm not sure if I'm ready to back the Pistons yet. But like I said, they never really quit. This is their first game home in a while. They hadn't had a home game since February 4th. So that's damn near 3 weeks since they've had a home game. Obviously, the Magic are coming off a huge win. Magic are balling though right now. 8-2 against the spread last 10 games, guys. They've won 7 of their last 9 games as well. This is the first of a back-to-back for the Magic, so you do worry about them possibly looking ahead to the Hawks tomorrow. It's possible, you see what I'm saying? So it's very possible they could be in the back of their heads. Let's say if the Magic are up 10 in the fourth quarter, you never know, because the Pistons never give up, and the Magic, they could just remember, they just want to win the game. They could win this game by 1 or 2, and they'll be perfectly fine with them. So I'm not so sure that I'd like to lay the 8 with the I'm not sure that I would like to lay the 8 with the Magic in this game, specifically because they have a game tomorrow on deck versus the Atlanta Hawks. I believe that's in the division game as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yep, that's a division game as well versus the Hawks. Hawks are ass right now. The Magic probably could win. They could damn near definitely win that game tomorrow. But in my opinion, laying 8 is a little too rich for my blood here in this game. I'm not betting this game, but I would have to look towards the underdog here. Can only look towards the Detroit Pistons here plus the 8. They are a scrappy team. They're not playing well right now, but Money Williams did get on his team about the turnovers and shit like that. Obviously, they had the thing that happened with Isaiah Stewart. He's going full Draymond on motherfuckers, but I would say that if I had to play this game, what I think the right side would be the Detroit Pistons, but I'm probably not going to get there. I'm going to watch this game, learn about the Pistons. If they can't cover in this game, then I'm not sure how much buy-on potential they're going to have for the rest of the season. If you can't cover this 8 at the house versus, the Magic, they're a great team. They're not a top tier team, though. You see what I'm saying? Then the Pistons, they got the Knicks, they got the Bulls, they got the Cavs on deck. So if you don't cover this one, you're probably not covering neither one of those next 3 games, especially going on the road for the next 2 as well. So the Pistons, we'll see if they could be scrappy here. I could only look their way plus the 8. I do heavily lean towards the Pistons plus the 8, but I'm definitely staying off of this game in this one, my guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm staying off of this one. Let's go over here to the streets of Minnesota in this one, man. I got a new little angle, man. I got a new angle. It's not doesn't pertain to this game. It pertains to yesterday's game. Just notice how the Wolves were all over ESPN. Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Nas Reed. These guys were on ESPN all day long. They were on First Take. They were all this shit, hyping them boys up. They went out there and laid the egg. I mean, I wouldn't say laid the egg because they played a good first half, but the Bucks were just too much for them. It's almost like when you go on national TV talking about it, you're getting too full of yourselves, and that's exactly what happened. They lose outright to the Bucks. Now, in theory, this is the bounce back spot for the Wolves here. Now, the Nets are just one of those type of teams. It's so really unfair because there's like 10 teams in the NBA that you just don't know what the fuck you're going to get from them, man. I know Chicago Bulls are one of those type of teams, the Hawks, the Raptors, the Nets are one of those type of teams, but most of the time you do know what you're going to get, and that's going to be a fade. But when I say that you don't know what you're going to get, every once in a while they'll have this game and just be like, have a really good game, but like, why can't you guys do that shit all the time? You know what I'm saying? So in theory, this is a bounce back spot for the Wolves. This is the second game of a 7-game homestand. This is a chance for the Wolves to pull away from the Oklahoma City Thunder for that number 1 seed. So it's all on the Wolves here. Now, you do see Rudy Gobert pop up as questionable with an ankle. Obviously, that would be huge if he's out because then that would kind of even things up. Gobert is one of the main advantages that they have over the Nets, who aren't a great rebounding team, who don't have a ton of size and paint protection down low. So if Gobert plays here, Gobert should feast in this game. If he doesn't play, that kind of evens it up. We know Karl Anthony Towns isn't like a real center. You see what I'm saying? So this is a tough game for me to figure out, mainly because I don't know if Gobert is going to play. If he's in there, the Wolves should clean up. Obviously, they don't have the rest advantage, but they're just a much more complete team. Their defense could absolutely stifle the Nets. The Nets have more wings. They got a ton of wings. They just don't have nowhere near enough bigs to be messing around with the really tall Wolves team in this game, man. So, this isn't a game that I really have a strong feel on. Like, these are the type of games that's on Saturday, and it's just like, I know that I'm not betting this type of game. I don't even have a lean on it, guys. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't even have a lean. Let's get to the game of the day, man. I'm not here to waste your fucking time, man. Knicks getting 6 at the house versus the Celtics, and I got my pants rolled up just a tad. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't necessarily love this slate, but I'm looking deeper into this game, and I see the line come out last night. It was at 6.5. It got up as high as 7.5. And so initially I was thinking, all right, the Celtics, this is a put the league on notice, to which they already put the league on notice. This is a game to where it's like, all right, they finna come out here and show the Knicks. Y'all think y'all can fuck with us? But I'm thinking, when I see the line, I'm like, that's too many points. That's too many points for them to be laying on the road here. Celtics are only 10-12 against the spread when laying as a road favorite this year. So yeah, as a away favorite, the Boston Celtics are let me see. So they're all the way down there. They basically like middle of the pack, really on the other side. They've only been cashing at a 45.5% clip, 10, 12, and 3 against the spread when laying points on the road. Now, obviously, those have been some bigger spreads as well, but this is not their role. Celtics at the house, it didn't really matter what they're laying. These motherfuckers ball. But look at this. It's the Knicks as a home underdog. Now, it's not the greatest, but they are 3-1 against the spread as a home underdog. The Knicks ball out at the house. What did they do? They limped into the All-Star break. They lost 4 straight games. They came out versus the Sixers, absolutely smoke them. It's almost like the Knicks are like, all right, come on, this is our time now. Now, if the Knicks want to show that they can hang with the top of the East, this is a big game here. Now, I think that the Knicks going to be really scrappy in this game. I think this game is going to be close, go down to the wire. They've lost all 3 matchups versus the Celtics this year, and it's not something I'll do every time this happens, but it is going to be profitable over time. Like 6 out of 10 times, going with the triple revenge spot in their last meeting of the season, it's going to cash more times than not, especially when you're at the house and catching points and you don't even have to win the game. You just got to make it close as hell. I think the Knicks have the tools to stay with the Celtics. Now, I'll tell you guys straight up, guys, it's super scary betting against the Celtics, especially when they have everybody out there talking about Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Porzingis. When they're at full health, it's really hard to fade this team, guys. So it's on you. You don't have to take this. I'm gonna go as far as say you don't even take this shit. But I'm taking the Knicks here plus the 6. The shit reached 7.5. All of the money is on the Celtics, but this line keeps shrinking shorter and shorter. I think the Knicks are live to win this game. I think that they can actually hang with the Boston Celtics. The first matchup of the season, that's when the Knicks weren't even really the Knicks yet. It was October 25th. They stayed right there with the Celtics. Remember, Celtics were coming out gunning for everybody to start the season. They only won their game by 4, and it was a push as well. The Celtics were laying 4. They only win the game by 4. Knicks gave them everything they could handle. Guess what? The Knicks have gotten better since then. They figured some things out. Now, the Celtics, this is why they're such a hard team to fade and why they can win any game by 20 or they could lose outright. They shoot a ton of threes. I'm watching the last game versus the Bulls. They got up by 17 points, guys. They were up 17 or 18, matter of fact. They were absolutely smoking them. Before you know it, the Bulls take a 1-point lead, and that's just how the Celtics are going to be for the rest of the season. They're kind of just going out there chunking up a bunch of threes. If they're making them, they're going to blow anybody out. But remember, keep in mind, this team is going to start to get ready for the playoffs. They basically have the number 1 seed locked up. You can't even bet on them to get the number 1 seed. That's how big of a lead they have. At some point, they're going to start to get ready for the playoffs. And I think the Celtics treat this like any other game, and I think the Knicks treat this one like it's a fucking Super Bowl type of game. Like, this is the coming out party for the Knicks to show if they're for real in the East. And I'll be honest with you, I think the Celtics win the East. I already took them at plus 130. If there's one team that I'm kind of worried about that's going to give them a run for their fucking money, and that's the Knicks. Now, obviously, they don't have OG Anunoby. Would love to have him in here. I'm not even worried about Julius Randle or Mitchell Robinson here. OG, you need him to go up against Jason Tatum. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, I never look at things just one way, guys. Now, Tatum, this is a big game on ABC. If he wants to win the MVP, if he wants to get those votes, you got to go crazy in games like this. You see what I'm saying? So, but let's see if Tatum is woken up, because the last game versus the Bulls, he wasn't really doing shit. He was just bullshitting around. He only had 5 points at halftime and then scored 15 in the third quarter. That's the only thing I don't like about Tatum. He just kind of picks and chooses when he wants to play. I do think this, I'll keep it straight up with you. I do think this is a game that if you really want the MVP, this is a game that you got to go bunkers in. You see what I'm saying? But and so if I'm looking at some props here, I still couldn't talk you off Tatum over his 39.5 PRA. I'm not sure what his assist is, but he's been going over his assists consistently. They keep putting it at 5.5, and he's been going over that consistently. I don't think he got it last game, though. I don't think he had 7 rebounds, 5 assists, but Tatum's over his rebounds, assists has been a thing, and I think this is a game where he actually tries to score some points, gets to 30 points, and try to go over there at 39.5 PRA. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Knicks, collectively, this is a collectively team effort here for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, Bogdanovich coming off the bench, Alec Burks, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. They have the wings to stay with the Celtics. They got to play some good defense, guard the three-point line, and the Knicks got to make some threes as well, guys. I always keep it real with you. If the Knicks are getting outshot by 3 by a ton, then they could lose the game by double digits. But I think this is an all-in type of spot for the Knicks. I think they're going to put all their eggs in one basket and try to go for the win. I think this is a Super Bowl type of spot for the Knicks in this one, man. So I will take the points plus a 6. I like the Knicks in this one. I believe you could even get there was a few 6.5 out there, but this line is only shrinking, and I like that. You see what I'm saying? Because a ton of the money, which this doesn't really matter, but there is a ton of money that's on the Celtics, and that's called reverse line movement. All the money's on one side, but the spread is only going down. That's called reverse line movement, and those spots cash, I'd probably say 7.5 times out of 10. So I always try to tell this, especially to new bettors, that doesn't mean that shit's going to cash every single time, but you're going with the percentages. You're going with the law of averages. You know that it's going to cash more times than not. So triple revenge spot for the Knicks. This is the last time that they face them this year. Home dog in Madison Square Garden. It's going to be fucking rocking in there. You see what I'm saying? I think the Knicks come out here and make this a really tight game. And the Celtics, don't look now. They've won 9 of their last 10 games. They low-key have not been covering the spread. They're only 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games, guys. So for whatever reason, Celtics have kind of just been, and I expect this too, they're getting ready for the postseason, guys. So I think the Knicks treat this like a playoff game. I think the Celtics treat it like a regular season game. Tatum might go off. Porzingis might even have a good game. But collectively, I think this is a Knicks type of game. Knicks tape. I got my pants rolled up right below the calves. Knickerbockers today, man. Plus the 6. There might be some, I'm not gonna say better spots, but this is the spot today. Whether it catches or not, this is the spot. This is the top spot of the day for me. You see what I'm saying? But there are some great spots tomorrow, guys. I'll be perfectly honest with you. There are some great spots on tomorrow's card. I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna do a night show or do the show at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, my guys. But Join up, man. Join up. I can't say I'm not. I can't tell you guys to join a member because you don't have to. But if it won't be a public show tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow's show will not be a public show. So that's all I'm saying. There are some great spots on tomorrow's show. I absolutely love 4 games. I'm gonna look into it deeper, maybe even 5 games. But I love 4 games. I'm noticing the patterns with these teams. I'm trying to figure out who's gonna make the playoffs, who's not, who's gunning for these top spots. And I think I know. I think I got a really good handle on tomorrow's card for today. One play for me. Give me the Knickerbockers, the Bockers, plus the 6, home dog, triple revenge spot. This is a huge game for the Knicks to show that they belong in the top conversation in the Eastern Conference. It's always scary betting against the Celtics, guys. This is one of the best teams in the NBA has saw for a while. I maybe even go as far as say since the Miami Heat with LeBron, D Wade, them motherfuckers. But the only thing with the Celtics is they got 5 players. They got 5. Like, this is a super team, guys. So if you don't feel super comfortable, I would never talk you off not fading the Celtics, guys. This team is a fucking juggernaut. They can turn it on at any time. Tatum is gunning for the MVP, so don't be surprised if he goes over his rebounds, assists, goes over his points, goes over 39.5 PRA. But collectively, team-wise, home crowd, the energy, I think this is a huge game for the Knicks to show that they're for real. I know that they're still banged up. It would really be nice to have OG. Like, I'd be going heavy on this game if they had OG Anunoby. I'll tell you that straight up. So they're still without some important players, but I still think even with this team, if the Celtics aren't taking this game super seriously, they could fuck around and lose this game outright. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks shock the world. Give me Knicks plus the 6 here. I'll say a half unit here for the Knicks because it's not something that's super heavy, but that's the best thing that I found today. I was yesterday looking at spots for Sunday, and I love these spots, guys. I can't wait. I'll probably be doing a night show. Most likely be doing a night show tonight, but if not, it'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. But no, let me see. Now some of the games start early tomorrow, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it tonight. Pay attention. 11 p.m. Eastern. I'll be live tonight, man. It won't be a public show though. I'm just being perfectly honest with you guys, man. So it's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. A little 17-minute show. Let's get this cash. Let's keep it going right out of the break. Let's fucking go and keep this shit going into Sunday, my guys. Bockers plus the 6. Let's go. We up. It's cash, baby. Let's fucking go. Come on.